simulators.
Oh, ahoy there. I see that you're joining me for some fishing North Atlantic, and you were wondering is this game any good for 2025? Well, stick on through and we'll show you some real gameplay. Welcome to episode number 1 of Fishing North Atlantic. We've started with a little baby lobster boat here, and what we're gonna do first is make sure that our name change got applied, which it looks like it did. Drake's Fortune is the name of our little boat here. I've played this game a little bit before, but we're gonna check it out a little bit more from a fresh start perspective. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to buy some lobster pots, and we're going to start with the steel lobster pots, which are a little bit more expensive, but you can catch more lobsters with them. So we're going to do that. We're going to buy some bait, and then we're going to go ahead and dismiss the tutorial thingies. It's just basically saying, like, this is how you do that, this is how you do this other thing. The other thing we should do actually is come here to the bar, and then if we go to tips, we get lobster from today, which is fantastic. That is really nice. And then we should be able to go ahead and save our career, and we'll just do this spot right there. And yeah, let's what? I can't control my boat. Hold on. Wait, why can't I control my boat? Hold on. What the heck happened there? There we go. All right, let's get out into the open ocean here and go catch ourselves some lobster, because that's the name of the game here. And I'll bring you right back once we get out to sea. Let me slow down here just a little bit. And yeah, I'll bring you right back. All right, I'm bringing you back out just as we're about to hit the open ocean here. We're gonna go ahead and speed things up a little bit. One of the things that I really like about this game is that it's similar to the other games that we have on the channel here, where it's a very relaxing game. That being said, there's a lot of downtime in this game, which you're gonna have to put some Drakeage 2000 material up on your second monitor as you play this game, because it's fishing. So fishing takes a lot of time. If we take a look at our map here, we've got some lobster from 5 hours ago up here in this area, so we're gonna go check that out. But the first thing we want to do is try to unlock this this lighthouse here by observing it. And if I remember right, I think it's like B. I don't remember what button it is, but like it's really cool because you have all of these different like controls. We can switch all of our lights on, but we can also do that from the menu here, and we can turn on our interior lights and our searchlight. I'm just gonna leave all of those on right now. But we also have like our sonar here for finding fish and such, which is pretty handy. And later we will be able to recruit like different crew members and so forth. I'm going to come down here and around that guy because he looks like he's heading up this way, and I don't want to run into him. Which is a thing, by the way. You can damage and sink your boat. So it's a good idea before doing quick travel like that. It's a good idea to go ahead and save your game. It's going to be hard for me to not overwrite my other my other ones. But we're going to head on out to where they spotted those things. I also installed the autopilot on our little boat here, the Drake's Fortune, because the autopilot is extremely useful. So now down here, and I'll see if I can't zoom in on the sonar to show you this, but down here, oh, I forgot that I'm just one guy. I need to get the pots ready. Ooh, it's been a minute since I played. Okay, we gotta grab some frozen bait, and we gotta bait the pot. And then that guy's ready. We'll close our freezer, and we'll hop back in because we need to find some lobster. And what we're looking for, maybe I'll put the zoom in at this location here. One really good sign is these seagulls up here in the area. That usually means there's a lot of fish, and you can see right there in the sonar, our sonar is not really that good, but you can see in the sonar, the little baby sonar that we have, once that lobster pops up, we want to drop our pot at that point. Okay, so we'll go ahead, we'll get another pot ready. We'll put that there. Open this bad boy, grab some frozen bait, bait the pot, and we'll hop back in. So that's the basic premise, right? We have to have 100 meters distance between each one of our buoys in order for us to place the next one. So it looks like we found like a really good lobster area, which is phenomenal. And so we'll set the next one there, and we can actually leave the boat to continue to drive forward as we put the bait in the next one. But we got to be kind of quick if we're doing it that way. It should not be unbaited. Yeah, there we go. And we'll plant that one. That one might not be that good. There are lobster in this area, but like you really want to wait for it to be at the front of your sonar. So basically, like from here over to the right is where you want to place your pots. And I think what we'll do is we'll do streams of like, I think we have 12, so we'll do streams of 6 on this run. So we're at 4. We're also drifting a little bit. We could fix that with the autopilot, but I don't really mind drifting that much. And yeah, there we go. There's another lobster. So we'll drop our next pot. But yeah, I particularly enjoy this game. It's a lot of fun. Here in the beginning, when it's just you, it's a little tedious running back and forth like that, and getting that all set up. But here's one of the really cool tricks that I've learned since, you know, starting playing this game is like, okay, so we just put out our last pot. Well, what we can do is we can reverse back over the ground that we just covered. And so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna swing to our port here, and then we'll swing back around out to our starboard, and we'll come back around because we already know that there's lobster in this area. And as long as we stay 100 meters away from our previous pot stream, we'll be good. And then we'll just circle back and fish like kind of the same area. See, we're a little too close to that one, so we're gonna head out to the east a little bit more, and then we'll circle back around and we'll drop another set of lobster pots. And we gotta be quick because I accidentally left it at maximum engine speed there. But it looks like I made it. Ooh, just in time too. Okay, get another one out there, and just rinse and repeat, man. Just rinse and repeat. If you press V when you're coming back like that, it will just automatically put you back in the captain's chair. Ooh, it looks like we found like an area that does not have, oh no, never mind, there's a couple more lobsters. So that pot is going to be a little bit more separated from the others, which is not a bad thing, honestly. But it does put a little bit of a damper in like our planned area of attack. That one's going to be a sucky pot. I should not have dropped that one. It's all right. It's too late. It's already dropped. It's already dropped. So it is what it is. Okay. But we got one more pot to put into the water, and then what we got to do is wait. I believe it's 18 hours for these pots to soak, right? And you gotta time it just right, because otherwise you could leave the pots in there for too long, and that's no good, because then you're just basically just killing the lobster, because the lobsters will die inside of the cages. But there we go. Okay, so we also got if we open our logbook, we can find that we set all of our pots and so forth. So I'm just gonna mark those all as red, because that's all that really means. But since we've got some time to kill, let's take a look at the wiki, I believe. And if we go to fish type, then we have these different fish seasons, right? And if we look at the map, it is April 1st, 2020. And so if we go back into here, fish types, fish seasons, so we're at the 1st of April. We're kind of at the tail end of lobster season, which is rather unfortunate. The prices for lobster are not going to be the best. I think if we go to finance and we go to fish prices, we only know Yarmouth, which is $10.60 a pound. Not great, not horrible, but let's take a look on the map. And if we take a look at our first pot here, we've got just under an hour of time. So if we skip, let's say, let's go to 16 hours. So we'll skip 16 hours, and it looks like we're still good. It's starting to snow. Let's do 2 more hours on the soak time. Almost there. I think we can do 1 more hour. We'll do that. And then bam, you can see on our little mini map right here that we got some blue pots. So that's the color that you want. You don't want to harvest, or you don't want to pick these up at when they're green, because they're not quite ready yet. We got to go for the blue, and so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna circle around here and start picking our pots up, and I'll show you what that's like, and then I might skip a little bit of time forward, and you know, we'll play that by ear. We'll see kind of like how that's going, but we just got to move forward a little bit more and keep this. We got to get the buoy inside of our little circle there, and it's kind of a small circle, but press E. I was pressing R, which is not the button. Then the confusing part, and this was really weird to me the first time I played, but the confusing part is you need to look at this little controller down here, and then you hold E to drag the pot back up. Oh, look at the lobsters! Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, buddy. Okay, then we open the pot and we bring them out and we measure them. That guy's good. Hold on. Wait. I forgot. I gotta grab one of these blue crates and open it up. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good. Now we're cooking with gas. All right, so this guy, you're measuring from the base of his eye sockets up there to the base of his tail. So as long as that's 3 inches, he's good, and he looks like he's close enough. This guy though is not, so he goes back. This guy's definitely good. That's a big one, and that guy's too small. the nice thing is you're not doing this for literally every single lobster. Instead, what you're doing is more like a representation of more of like a representation of whatchamacallit, the different like for example, we just got 620 pounds of lobster off of that first pot, right? So it's a representation of 620 pounds, which is pretty significant for what it's worth, right? And you know, that's nice because then you're literally not there doing, you know, handling 620 pounds worth of lobster, but rather you're doing it for, you know, you'll do like 10 and that will represent the whole 600 pounds or whatever it happens to be. Oh, we got another full pot. Look at that. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, and we'll grab one of these. I think we can actually leave this out there for the until we fill the doodad. Oh, that guy's so close. I think we would get fined for that guy, so he's going back. And that's the other thing too. If you catch fish that are too small, then, or lobsters that are too small, or crabs or whatever you're fishing, you'll get fined for bringing back stuff that's illegal, basically. And that's no good. These guys are really small. This is also the downside of fishing here at the end of a season, because as you can see, like, it's already been fished out, right? And especially an area that other fishermen already know about and told you about. I usually like to try to find my own locations, but that does take quite a lot of time to do. Again, this game is not a quick game. You're not going to be working with instant gratification. Looks like I can't do that on this boat. So I do need to put those away for each pot, which is unfortunate, but that's the way this small boat works. I've been on my other playthrough, right? Like, I'm pretty far into the game. I'm earning like millions of dollars per haul and stuff like that, and and you know, it's a whole different experience here, coming back to the beginning again and relearning how these smaller vessels work. But there's quite a few boats and ships in the game that you can play with, and there's all kinds of different types of fish and such. Like, for example, one of the boats that I have on my, you can quote unquote call it my main playthrough, is it's a scallop boat, which is a part of one of the DLCs that they released. And yeah, all you do is you go around and you dredge the bottom of the ocean for scallops, and it's very lucrative, but I find it a little bit boring as well. Like, scallop fishing, there's not a lot to it. Not there's a whole heck of a lot to the lobster that we're doing right now, but while we're literally by ourselves here and we have no crew members, it's a little bit more interesting than scallops, in my opinion. Plus, like, the scallop boats are really expensive, so it's more of a mid to late tier type of fishing. But if you do end up getting this game, what I would recommend is literally just put some of my American Truck Simulator videos up on your second monitor, put this video up on your second monitor, and just, you know, listen to me blab about as sort of like a fishing ASMR while you fish, you know, because like you can see right here, I'm blabbing about, and we only have a 12 string pot, a 12 string set of pots out here in the ocean. But like later, especially when you get into some of the bigger boats, you'll end up with bigger boats and ships. You'll end up really, it takes a really long time to set all your gear out, and so you'll find yourself needing some sort of filler stuff here on the side, which, I mean, you know, it's I'm not saying that as a detriment to the game, though. It's just, it's a different style of game. Like, whereas like in the trucking simulators, right, we're constantly doing stuff. That guy's a baby. Constantly doing stuff. Ah, that guy's just too small. I could probably get away with this guy. But whereas in this one, you know, there's a lot more downtime. And I'll show that to you too, like as we continue this series. Hopefully you like the series. And by the way, if you do like the series, leave a like, comment, and go ahead and subscribe down below for some more of this. If this video happens to get like 100 views, then I'm gonna be going on and doing like episode 2 and 3 and 4 and so on and so forth. That's kind of like my judgment, if you will, for if a series is doing well, is if it gets like right around in that neighborhood, 100 views, then I kind of feel like, okay, well, people are enjoying this. But leaving a like and definitely leaving a comment is a faster way to tell me that you like the series. So let me know, you know, through your essentially voting actions with those different aspects. Oh, that's a small little pot. I knew that some of these pots were gonna be a little bit small. Oh, guys, that guy, I don't want to risk it. His tail is just not close enough. That guy is big enough, though. You're going in there, and so are you. Sometimes you get like some super monsters that kind of make up for a small pot like that. That pot was really unfortunate. But yeah, here we are on board the Drake's Fortune, trying to make a fortune. I'm curious what's going on over here, so we'll check that out on our way back. But the other thing too is I think what we're gonna do is actually with the money that we're gonna earn from these lobsters, we'll buy a better sonar, because our sonar right now sucks, and having a better sonar will help us out considerably. I don't remember if this particular boat can do any other type of fishing. Oh gosh. And we're just gonna drive right over the top of our pot and probably ruin everything. But you know, it wouldn't be a Drakeage 2000 show if I wasn't running things over, apparently. Oh man, this is why you're still here right now, watching the video. And yeah, if you are still here, why don't you go ahead and put that in the comments, like, hey, I'm still here, Drake, and I will like and heart your comment, and I'll even reply. But that's the nice thing too about being a smaller channel right now, is that I get to, you know, react to every single one of your guys' comments. But you should also join the Discord, which there'll be a link down below. Oh man, it's snowing again. There'll be a link down below, and you will be able to join the Discord. I use the Discord for multiplayer games, such as my Sunday streams over at twitch.tv/Drakeage2000, where you'll be able to join me for some multiplayer games. Some games that I've been playing recently is Farming Simulator 2025 on multiplayer. But I also want to do whatchamacallit, I want to do once Project Zomboid Build 42 is you know, multiplayer enabled. That is really high on my priority list. I'm really looking forward to it. In fact, like I'm purposefully not playing Build 42 right now because I don't want to ruin it for myself for when we do the multiplayer version of that. There's like plenty of new buildings, basements, and all that fun stuff to do over there, and I really want to experience that fresh. There's like a whole new crafting system and all that jazz over there, so really looking forward to that. If you're unfamiliar with that game, I'll bring it to the channel as soon as Build 42 is in a stable position, because I have some like ideas on like how to do that. Well, we got pushed to the side there a little bit. That's the other thing. The waves will push you around. They have like a pretty good I don't even know, like, what would you call that? Like, they have a pretty good water simulation in this game. The one downside is you have to get going like pretty high before it puts like any kind of wake behind you, or you have to be going rather fast before the wake starts showing up, which I'm not a huge fan of. I accidentally right-clicked, which is a good thing because now I remember how to use my binoculars. At first I was like, I wanted to look at some stuff with the binoculars earlier, but I forgot what button it was to do that, and now I know. That guy's barely big enough. That guy's definitely not big enough. That guy's not. That guy, that's a monster. That guy's all kinds of big. It's also kind of like, I don't know, I find lobsters like creepy looking. Like, these things are really creepy looking. Oh god, he's so close. We'll find out. We'll find out if we get fined for that guy or not. Hopefully not, because we need money. We need a lot of it too. And but I'll show you here in a bit, just before we head back to port, that the there's several other ports in the game other than Yarmouth, and each port sells like different boats and ships for you to be able to use for the different types of fishing, and they have different, like, not bonuses, but they have different styles of fishing you can do and stuff. For example, you can do trawling, deep line fishing, harpooning, and like just all kinds of different things. So there's also lobsters. So, like, you know, that show that was on Discovery for a while, The Deadliest Catch. I don't know if it's still on because I don't watch TV anymore, but I used to watch that show a lot back in the day, and quite enjoyed it. They always like kind of like over dramatized some of that. Now, granted, it's a very dangerous job, but they always like tried to bait and switch you with like the commercial, right? Like, they would be like, they would over dramatize the situation where they would like pretend like somebody was about to get hurt or something, and then cut to commercial right then, and then come back, and that part was like not a part of the episode or whatever. I don't know, it was a clever tactic on their end, but it felt like bait and switch, and bait and switch. So I kind of fell out of love with the show after a few seasons of watching it, but that's just me. I kind of got tired of the whole forced drama, I guess you could call it. Like, there were some legitimate drama situations. Like, I think I remember like one of the captains like had a heart attack and stuff, And there was like plenty of dangerous situations and dangerous weather and stuff like that. Oh man, all of these guys are too small. Anyway, what I'm getting at is that there was plenty of real drama that they had in the show and in real life for the show that I didn't feel like they needed to, like, I don't know, over dramatize it, if you will. But it is what it is. It's a way to keep the viewer hooked through the commercial, so I get it. But man, did it felt bad. Gosh. Oh, okay, we just got it. So, we're gonna grab some more lobster here. And this is our last pot, and it looks like it's gonna be a crappy one too. Kind of unfortunate, but that's like kinda close. I'm gonna count it. We'll see how much we get fined later. That guy's definitely not. That guy is big enough. So is he. Let's go. Heck yes. A little bit more. Too small. Definitely too small. And that's it. That's all of our lobster. So we ended up with 6,341 pounds on this trip, which is not that bad. We could lay out like another set of pots and head back, but I don't think I want to fish this specific spot a second time because we were already starting to get like a lot of babies and stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back here to Yarmouth, and so here's some of the other towns. Like there's another town up here, there's one over there. All these little like anchor spots are different towns and stuff that you can go to. So honestly, we're already up here, so let's head over here and see about unlocking this town. And before we go into autopilot, again, I recommend saving your career because autopilot does not recognize other boats on the water, right? So if this guy decides to cut across as we are doing our fast travel like this, then we'll just run into him and it will sink our boat, and then we'll be game over because we only have the one boat. So let's not do that, shall we? All right, let's go right into there. Boom, Ingalls Head discovered. So there we go. We'll pull back in and we'll see how much they are buying lobster for. And if they have a good price on lobster, then we'll sell here. I think it was like $10.30 at Yarmouth. So we'll see how much Ingalls Head has to offer for some lobster. But the other thing that I was thinking about doing with this series is adding in some time lapses and stuff like that. But for this first fishing trip, this is kind of like more of like an experimental episode to see if there's interest in me playing this game for you guys. Would you like to sell here? Yes, 1026 here. Or what is it? How much is it? Okay, how much is it on Yarmouth? Let's do finances, fish prices. Yarmouth is 1060. So no, we're not selling it here, but for only like 40 cents extra per pound. For only 40 cents per pound, I think we can get away with it. And bam, $65,030.38. We'll go ahead and sell to here. That price is not phenomenal, but you can come here to the shipyard and you can see they have different ships available, like the Knots Guilty, the Double Trouble, which this is probably like better for deep line fishing. Same thing with like the Emery maybe, but as you can see, they're way outside of our price range. 1,000,000 $150,000 for the Knots Guilty. This is like an upgraded lobster boat, which would be phenomenal. The Double Trouble can do long line, net, deep line, and lobster fishing. So this is a good all-rounder boat. And then the Emery can do quite a bit as well. It can do long line, net, deep line, and lobster fishing as well. But the Knots Guilty, one of the nice thing about the Knots Guilty is that it can do streams of pots as opposed to one pot at a time like we're currently doing. But ladies and gentlemen, that is a quick look at the game, and we're at 36 minutes of recording time. I think that is perfect. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for making it to the end of that video. For a little bit of a bonus, I've got an alliteration for you, and I'm gonna try this raw. Here we go. Fierce fishermen frequently follow flourishing fish, fueling fast-paced fleets focused on feeding families far and wide. Far from the safety of shore, they face ferocious fronts and fickle weather, fighting to fill their fridges with fresh fish. With the frantic rhythm of their work, they forge forward, ensuring that the flow of fish never falters, despite the fluctuating fortunes of the sea. And bam! I did that all in one take. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.